there and a little click of snow that's coming from Siberia. Some of these wind chill values will be at 30 below. I'm not talking about in Canada. I'm talking about in New York State. And a story you'll only see on AMHQ this morning. The most expensive weapon in military history tested in extreme weather conditions. And while it looks like it's in Quincy, Mass right there, it's actually in a lab, a climate lab that's capable of producing the most stressful natural environments that we can conjure up. We begin in the Northeast this morning. Talk about stressful environments. The city of Boston starting to come to life this morning, but we've got troubles on the rails this morning and still slow roads going in the aftermath of Winter Storm Marcus. Anna Rittis has a look at what we know right now.
Good morning, Sam. Good morning to you at home. They're dealing with a lot in Boston. The city says its crews have plowed 210,000 miles of roads this winter. That's almost a trip to the moon. The governor calling up 500 National Guard troops to help Massachusetts dig out, but they're saying they're only doing it for major thoroughways and public ways. Boston's MBTA running limited schedules today, and lines for Boston's shuttle buses are very long this morning. You've been sharing your pictures with us, and we're going to show you later on in the hour. The transit systems manager is under fire for shutting down trains Tuesday to get snow and ice off the tracks, and she's saying that she's not going to resign despite the governor criticizing the system's response. Boston schools reopening today. Students have missed over a week this winter. If more days are needed, they're likely going to lose out on holidays, and officials are urging homeowners to get snow off their roofs today before the next storm hits. It increases the risk of collapse. Roofing experts, Sam, say homeowners with flat roofs or low sloped roofs are generally at highest risk.
Yeah, that load straight and square and flat right there. All right, people in Boston still dealing with pictures like this. We know because you're showing the pictures. Down cable lines, blocked sidewalks, piles of uncollected trash, trains that aren't running on time this morning. These are real pictures sent into the city by you and all of you who are living in the middle of a snow emergency this morning. And Jim Cantori is living in the middle of it too. Jim, this is the first time that a lot of people are able to get out of their houses, and now it's, can you find your car?
Yeah, I mean, you know, Sam, I mean, a lot of these cars, in all honesty, if you haven't dug them out in the last 20 days, are sitting under about 5 feet of snow, all right? And that's provided that it's not in a place where snow has been piled or pushed up against the vehicle. We were driving yesterday in the streets of Boston. You remember we were at Beacon Hill. We had, you know, some cars. Remember I did that for you guys. We dug out the cars and we tried to guess what they were, but they were just buried under snow there. And that's the problem. There's just too much snow and no place to put it. That's why we're in a state of emergency here. This is the piano mill. You can see the roof collapsing through here. I was talking to Rob Norris earlier. He's the owner. He came by, and we're thankful that he came to talk to us. But of course, he was saying how he thinks that this part of the roof is where we actually had the snow drifting up 6-8 feet. So there's obviously a heavier load at that part of the roof, which eventually caused it to collapse. If you've been following the story with us, the piano, that Liberace piano that he's got in there, he believes at this point is unharmed, and they are going to effort getting that out today, but they're going to have to cut a hole, if you will, in the side of the building just to do that. But it's a very important piece to him, so that's what we want to do. All right, let's talk about the weather going forward here. It certainly looks like we have a clipper coming our way, which is already producing some light snow over the Great Lakes. And really, this is just going to open the gates for a really cold air mass, not just for the Great Lakes, not just for the Northeast, but really even into the Mid-South and the Southeast. And that's really the bigger story here, I think, with this clipper and this little dip in the jet stream that we're going to deal with. It's been persistent over New England, but now other people are going to get to share in this, Sam, as we head in toward the holiday weekend. So not one, but two Arctic blasts coming our way as we work our way to the end and beginning of next week.
It's unbelievable, Jim, that glide path from Hudson Bay straight down the east coast of that cold air. It really doesn't get stopped. Yeah, it's just straight in. All right, Jim, we'll continue to...
Here's a good example, Sam, of what the jet stream's doing over the Great Lakes.
Yeah.
Just collapsing. Right, just gone. Straight down.
Jim, you had me worried because the way the camera shot is, I didn't know what you were jumping into or where you were going. You had me a little concerned right there. All right, Jim, everybody, Jim's okay. Everybody, he's fine. He's fine.
Yeah,
he's standing.
Sigh of relief, guys. I'm good.
All right, Boston's Transit Authority, the T, is a big concern this morning. Commuters are planning to get some extra time to get around. These are brand new pictures that you're sending in this morning. Trains are still operating under a limited schedule, including the blue line, the orange line, the red line. Meteorologist Keith Carson is at the MBTA South Station this morning. A little Southie action this morning. Keith, let's talk about what folks are facing, and it isn't good.
Yeah, you know, Sam, it's interesting, those pictures you were just showing, just to explain to everyone at home what's going on here, is in some parts of the T, the Red Line particularly, there's spots where they can't get the train past, so they're trying to stop people on the T, get them on buses, and then connect the T. The problem, of course, is capacity, right? A train can carry way more people than buses, and that's how those long lines are queuing up, trying to get people from the T to a bus back to a T, and that's been the problem. Now, South Station here, this is a major hub for the MBTA. We had the commuter rail come in here as well. Within this particular center zone, it hasn't been too bad. It's when you're getting a little bit farther out, Medford, another area that we're watching, where they're having to transfer people. That's been the issue here. And of course, the problem as far as the physics of this whole thing is that the T runs on what's called an electrified third rail. So that's where the power is coming from. So the snow is making it so they cannot connect to that, and they're having to stop. And of course, there's some controversy with this as well. Listen to what Charlie Baker had to say about the T over the last week or so.
I'm not going to have any comment on any of this until I have a chance to have a direct conversation with the T about why they didn't live up to the representations they made to us and to others over the course of the past 2 weeks.
All right, well, so he can say he's not making a comment, but he's obviously already making a comment, which is that he felt they didn't deliver on things they thought that they could get done. So Sam and Jen, obviously they're going to talk about this even if the snow stops. But by the way, one story we have right here, guys, it's snowing again.
Yeah.
Ocean effect coming down pretty good.
I know. In almost every picture we've been seeing out of the area, those flakes, and people are going, no! And snow effect, it's still falling in the area. Keith Carson, thank you so much for showing us what's going on. Jen, make us feel a little bit better. Give me some good news somewhere, somehow.
There's another clipper out there. Does that make you feel better?
No, that didn't work.
You asked and I delivered. All right. I can't tell a lie. Let's look at the clipper right now moving through the Midwest. Showing you right now, looking at some of that lake effect that's setting up there. But overall, it's not that impressive. But what we're going to see as we time this out for you as we go 9 o'clock in the morning, later into the evening, we're going to start to see a little line of some snow trying to work in for areas, including Indianapolis. And we do have some advisories out there. We look ahead till in the morning hours, and there it is. That lake effect just streams it on in. This is 7 a.m. That means traveling into work tomorrow. Maybe you're Gary, Indiana, driving into areas like Chicago. You're going to look at some tricky roadways out there. For your forecast for New York City, Thursday, 35 degrees, no showers. And look at that sunny but bitterly cold way to end out the week. It only gets colder. Stay right here on AMHQ. We're going to continue.
Please.
No.
Please.
No.
For those headaches that just aren't bad enough for a lot of medicine, there's new Excedrin Mild Headache. 35% less medicine, plus a booster to end everyday headaches fast.
Wow. My headache's gone.
Excedrin Mild Headache.
Sometimes the best used car on the road is the one you're still using. Right now, get a synthetic blend oil change, including a free battery check for only $21.99 at Firestone Complete Auto Care. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone.
You can't predict the market, but at T. Rowe Price, we've helped guide our clients through good times and bad. Our experienced investment professionals are one reason over 85% of our mutual funds beat their 10-year Lipper averages. So in a variety of markets, we can help you feel confident. Request a prospectus or summary prospectus with investment information, risks, fees, and expenses to read and consider carefully before investing. Call us or your advisor. T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence.
Home improvement improved with the Home Depot Project of the Week. We take you step by step through great seasonal tips and easy-to-do projects for your home and garden every Saturday morning on Weather Center Live. And for more information and inspiration for your next how-to project, go to weather.com/Home Depot.
Current Today, a good deal of sunshine. High 74. Winds north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, mainly clear skies. Low 52. Winds north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, a mainly sunny sky. High 77. Winds west-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
on camera.
Oh my God!
Tonight, tomorrow night, every weeknight. Wild Weather at 8 on the Weather Channel.
Let's go from our little girl to all grown up. Let's say out with the old and in with the options, like that one, or those, with features like this. Let's get exactly what we imagined for less than we thought, and turn a modest budget into a majorly stylish bath. New bathroom, no problem. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Shop stylish vanities in-store and online.
While others go in circles and repeat themselves, we choose to carve our own path in the pursuit of exhilaration. The 306 horsepower Lexus GS. Experience the next level of performance, and there's no going back.
Nine minutes past the hour. Actually, it's 10 right here as we welcome you back to AMHQ. Good morning. Hello, America, and good morning, Philadelphia. It's a chilly Wednesday. Yeah, we can say it. Hey, Camel, what day is it? It's Wednesday.
Hump day.
Okay, we made it this far. We can get it all the way. A bit warmer tomorrow with highs in the low 40s. A chance of some rain and snow for you, Philly. Cold air arrives here on Friday with frosty highs in the 20s. We have made a pact this morning right here on AMHQ. It's normally snack time, and barbecue Fritos are the thing, but we're going fruit the rest of the month, right?
Chili cheese Fritos.
Right, but fruit the rest of the month because
Yes.
we're.
All right, I guess we're going fruit.
Can we do it?
Yeah, we have to keep the champion.
Let's do it. Let's
champion shape.
please.
All
Okay.
right, we're going to do it.
All
So
right.
what else we're going to do? We're going to look at the temperatures right now in the Northeast. We are actually showing you how it feels. If you're heading out the door in Philly, you see all that sunshine out there. Actually, we're looking at a temperature, what it feels like 17 degrees. Well, that frozen air is coming. Let's take you over to our graphics and we'll talk more about what's going to be happening across parts of the Midwest. And this is setting up to be some of the coldest air that you have seen. Yes, we look at the Midwest for areas like Chicago, Detroit, St. Louis. You're all going to be tumbling. Yeah, big time tumbles. Detroit, you're going to see a high today, 37 degrees, 13 degrees tomorrow. And then for St. Louis, you're going to drop down nearly 20 degrees as well. Here is the setup. We're looking at the 850 millibar temperatures, that cold air. Whenever you see this purple invading the map, and it's going to be in the south as well as the east, well, this means cold air in place. We're going to see that arriving on Friday, and then another round coming Sunday as well as into Monday. High temperatures tomorrow running 20 degrees below average for Chicago, Detroit. Then here comes Friday. It gets even colder out there. Notice for Minneapolis, you're going to be looking at 28 degrees, 30 degrees for a high in Indy. Saturday, the purple takes the northern plains. It takes the Midwest into the Great Lakes. Look at that, 22 degrees below average with a high of 12 degrees in Chicago, 3 in Minneapolis. So you get the idea. Those single digits are going to be taking over. Sam.
All right, snowstorm after snowstorm after snowstorm for parts of the country, snow free in others. A lot of people are asking why. A relentless winter. Snow totals so remarkable, even by New England standards, many are asking, what's going on? Is a possible culprit our rapidly changing climate?
It's definitely counterintuitive to talk about global warming and record snowfalls in the same sentence. It's certainly consistent with what climate science has been saying for quite some time about the ways in which climate change might manifest.
The conveyor belt of winter storms dumping an unprecedented 78 inches of snow in Boston. 24.4 inches from Winter Storm Juno, 0.9 from Carrie, 16.2 from Winter Storm Linus, and just this week, 23.8 inches from Winter Storm Marcus.
The jet stream has taken on a very unusually amplified shape. We've got extreme low pressure over the northeast, extreme high pressure over the west. The oceans are warmer, which means that more moisture evaporates off the ocean and goes into these storms. If it's cold enough to snow, if you've got more moisture in the air, you potentially could have stronger snowstorms.
But this unusual winter isn't just for the Northeast. Salt Lake City broke daily heat records 4 days in a row in February. San Francisco went 43 days without rain, didn't receive a single drop in the month of January, something that's never happened before. And the all-important California snowpack in the Sierra Nevadas is a fraction of what it should be in an average winter.
We have certain types of large-scale meteorological patterns or climate patterns that do very different things in different parts of the world. We have to look a little bit beyond our own backyards to really understand what's happening with weather and climate at larger scales.
And if you're sitting at home, no matter where you are, and thinking, this doesn't seem right to me, you're not alone. So you're going to want to hear what we have to say and what other folks have to say. We come back right after the break. Why is this happening this winter?
Come. You have to admit he's ridiculously hot.
Is this what you want?
Yes, please. Whatever happened to flowers and chocolates?
Rated R.
Wow, I've been Claritin Clear for 10 days.
When your allergies start, doctors recommend taking one non-drowsy Claritin every day during your allergy season for continuous relief.
18 days.
12 days.
24 days of continuous relief. Live Claritin Clear every day.
You get sick, you can't breathe through your nose. Suddenly, you're a mouth breather. A mouth breather. Well, put on a Breathe Right strip and shut your mouth. Cold medicines open your nose over time, but add a Breathe Right strip and pow, it opens your nose up to 38% more. So you can breathe and do the one thing you want to do. Sleep. Add Breathe Right to your cold medicine, shut your mouth, and sleep right. Breathe Right. And look for the calming scent of new Breathe Right lavender in the sleep aisle.
New Move Free Ultra brings a revolution to joint health. It's the smallest joint health pill, now with a new triple action formula for joint, cartilage, and bone health. Move on to new Move Free Ultra.
Toenail fungus? Don't hide it. Tackle it with new FDA-approved Jublia. Jublia is a prescription medicine proven to treat toenail fungus. Use Jublia as instructed by your doctor. Once applied, Jublia gets to the site of infection by going under, around, and through the nail. Most common side effects include ingrown toenail, application site redness, itching, swelling, burning or stinging, blisters, and pain. Tackle it. Ask your doctor now if new Jublia is right for you.
Why do you want to get everybody Spring Valley vitamins from Walmart? Because you need him to feel healthy for your big reunion. Because you need to feel the moves, not the ears.
Dance Team Captain 95.
And because you need Grandpa to feel like he has more energy than they do. Shop the whole line of Spring Valley vitamins now. Only at Walmart.com and Walmart.
Mr. Gray will see you now.
I'm used to getting my own way.
It must be really boring.
I am the luckiest woman in the world because I was one of the first people to sail on Bahamas Paradise Cruise Line's beautiful Grand Celebration, the newest and best cruise to the Bahamas. With 2 fun-filled nights on the ship, a spectacular day in the Bahamas, and prices from just $149, you can get lucky too. Call 800-814-7100. That's 800-814-7100 and let the fun begin.
Why do people invest? They invest for what's next. That could be a college dream, a new priority, an active retirement. Whatever next is, it takes smart investments managed by experts who actively spot risks and opportunities. Franklin Templeton has been doing that for over 65 years, helping millions of investors achieve what's next. Franklin Templeton Investments. Gain from our perspective.
.com. Since 1985, we shop, you save.
The wildest weather ever caught on camera. Oh my God! Tonight, tomorrow night, every weeknight. Wild Weather at 8 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 56 degrees under fair skies. Today, plenty of sunshine. High 74. Winds north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. tonight, mainly clear. Low 52. Winds north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, mainly sunny. High 77. Winds west-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Nineteen minutes past the top of the hour here as we are going to try and show you just how difficult it is with all this snow in Boston, not only to just get around on foot, but also by car. So this is my driveway here. I wanted to show you just what it's like pulling out. So what I'm going to do is go to the point where I can finally see the road to pull out. And let's see what happens here. All right, so I can finally see. But look at how much of my car is already out in the middle of the road. So big dangers here, guys. Slow it down on the main drives, and also just creep out of the vehicle as you make your way, out and about here today. So let's bring in Niz Diggity and talk about this next clipper as I park the car here. Niz, tell me about this next clipper. What's it going to do for the Northeast?
Not a lot of snow for the Northeast. It's going to put down a little bit. It's one behind that I'm a little more concerned about. But these systems bringing a lot of cold air down across the region. Even the Great Lakes going to get some snow out of this. So let's take a quick look here. Tale of two lakes here, guys. Lake Erie is fully ice covered there. Lake Michigan, on the other hand, wide open waters. And so it is really open for business here as far as any type of snow is going to be concerned. This is our infrared satellite image. And watch this area right here. I'll try to outline that with a blue line right there. Those are colder temperatures sitting across central Canada right now. That's the next Arctic front that is working down across the area. And again, take a look at those temperatures, 25, 30 below up here. That air mass is poised to work its way down first across the Great Lakes and then into the Northeast. If we take a look right now, we've got a little bit of snow coming across the UP of Michigan. Not much, an inch or two of snow here. But as we go through tonight and into tomorrow morning, we develop lake effect snow. And Sam, I mentioned this before, I'm very concerned about this area right in here, the I-90, I-95 corridors in here for tomorrow morning's rush hour. You'll be driving along, good visibility, and you're going to hit this snow band. Visibilities will rapidly drop to a quarter mile or less. So if you're driving that area tomorrow, please pay attention because that is going to give you some problems. When we come back a little later, we're going to address those two storms for the Northeast. And again, my bigger concern, I should say, is the system on the weekend.
All right, we'll talk in the timing of all of that. Hey, have you felt this way, that this weather pattern this winter is an odd one? Do you feel it's a little mysterious across the country? What's wrong with these two pictures? That's Boston on one side, Anchorage, Alaska on the right. Now, Boston, it gets snow, but not snow like we've seen, 6 feet in 2 weeks. One of the biggest snowstorms since records began, or several of them stacked back to back, and 2 more snowmakers are on the way. Meanwhile, in Anchorage, Alaska, you can't buy snow unless you buy it from Boston. They're at a sizable 2 feet of snow deficit for the season. So we thought we'd go to somebody who knows. Dr. Marshall Shepard, the Director of Atmospheric Sciences at the University of Georgia and host of the Weather Geeks right here on the Weather Channel. You can watch it if you don't already, Sunday at noon. It's one of the smartest shows you could possibly spend your time with on Sunday. And I know we've got a 3 or 4 second delay, Dr. Shepard, but let's ask this question. Why is this happening? Do we have any idea yet?
Yeah, well, as I always talk about with these things, and depending on your age, think about a waterbed or think about a moon bounce for the kids that they play on. So one part of the atmosphere is under the influence of a ridge and one part is a trough. And so we see the warming and dry conditions out west and here in the east in places like New York and Boston. We see this trough, and what we get are these storm systems. Now the real question is, how does this sort of weather phenomena and changes in our jet stream affect our things versus what climate may be doing?
Yeah, so that's the real question. Now, when we see this pattern right now, is this something that we get locked into for a while, or should we expect rapid changes?
Yeah, well, I think we're running out of time, but yeah, there is some scientific literature that suggests that we may be seeing these locked or stuck jet stream patterns. I think the research will bear that out, but there are clearly signs of weather in this and some climate.
All right, Dr. Shepard, we appreciate each and every second of your time. Thank you for helping. We'll be right back.
Robitussin has a unique dual-action liquid that instantly soothes your throat and delivers fast, powerful cough relief. Control your cough with Robitussin.
Consequence number 5, the sleepless night. Sorry. Robitussin DM Max Nighttime's dual-action liquid instantly soothes your throat and delivers fast, powerful cough relief. Robitussin, don't suffer the consequences.
Robitussin has a dual-action liquid that soothes your throat and relieves your cough.
Listen up. I'm reworking the menu. Veggies, you're cool. Mayo, corn dogs, you are so out of here.
The complete balanced nutrition of great tasting Ensure. 24 vitamins and minerals, 9 grams of protein, with 30% less sugars than before. Ensure, your #1 doctor-recommended brand, now introduces Ensure Active. Muscle health, clear protein drink, and high protein. Targeted nutrition to feed your active life. Ensure, take life in.
Who wants pizza rolls? This game day, fun harder with Totino's Pizza Rolls.
Hi, you've reached Emma. I'm out of the office right now, but we'll get back to you just as soon as I possibly can. Your call is important to me.
Join Princess Cruises for exclusive Discovery at Sea experiences. Enjoy cruises from $4.99 during our 50th anniversary sale. Call your travel consultant or 1-800-PRINCESS. Princess Cruises. Come back new.
As the host of a popular home improvement show, I know a lot about finding a great contractor for home repairs and improvement projects. Now there's HomeAdvisor.com, a free service that matches your project to top local service professionals.
We didn't have to do any work other than say what we needed.
Just 1, 2, 3, I found my guy and everything was smooth.
And it's always free to use.
We've had nothing but fabulous every single time.
Go to HomeAdvisor.com now to get started on your next project.
Home Advisor.
Attention accident victims.
If you or a loved one has been injured in any kind of accident, you may be eligible for substantial compensation. Don't wait to file your claim. Time is limited. Call now and let a local experienced attorney fight to get you money for your injuries.
If you have been injured in an accident, time is limited to file a claim, so act now. The call and consultation are free.
Call 1-800-307-9899.
Attention accident victims.
If you or a loved one has been injured in any kind of accident, you may be eligible for substantial compensation. Don't wait to file your claim. Time is limited. Call now and let a local experienced attorney fight to get you money for your injuries.
If you have been injured in an accident, time is limited to file a claim, so act now. The call and consultation are free.
Call 1-800-307-9899.
Every Sunday night, we're joining these extreme fortune seekers, gambling on the dig of their lives.
Get down now! This ain't a good place to make a mistake.
Season 3 of Prospectors, The $1 Million Mountain. Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 56 degrees under fair skies. Today, plenty of sunshine. High 74. Winds north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, mainly clear. Low 52. Winds north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, mainly sunny. High 77. Winds west-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
The wildest weather ever caught on camera.
Oh my God!
Tonight, tomorrow night, every weeknight. Wild weather at 8 on the Weather Channel.
29 29 minutes after the hour, and I just couldn't let him go because I feel like we didn't get the question asked. So Dr. Marshall Shepard graciously stayed with us. Dr. Shepard, let's ask the question. Do we have the science to make the connection between this weather pattern that we have now and climate change? Is the science there?
Yeah, well, there's something called Arctic amplification. The National Academy of Sciences recently put a report together to look at this connection between sort of melting up in the Arctic region and stuck jet stream patterns. So I would invite your viewers to, Google that report is out there. And I think we also have to look at this notion of whether a warmer climate system can hold more water vapor. The jury is still out, but there's certainly enough evidence for us to look into it. It's not conclusive, but we're getting there.
All right, Dr. Marshall Shepard, you make us feel smarter each and every Sunday on Weather Geeks, and thank you for spending time with us this morning. Weather Geeks every Sunday at noon right here on the Weather Channel. Jim Cantore, we've got a big problem for homeowners, and we've got a forecast that delivers more of the same.
Yeah, and Sam, the problem is too, sometimes you get a little help from Mother Nature. What she can do to harm you, she can help you and melt the snow away, but that's not going to happen at all. Yeah. No melting at all here. Look at this guy behind me here. This house you can see behind me, full of icicles, full of snow. It's up to the first floor windows in through here. And I got a chance to talk to this gentleman earlier because we were mentioning, all those icicles and the ice jam that's developing with those icicles is not a good thing, regardless of how old and how well this house was built. This is what he had to say about when he will finally get a chance to get that ice off the roof.
Yeah, first now the driveway till we can get in and out and get around town and then get into work, and then now, this weekend hopefully work on the home.
So the other thing too is, now you have all this snow piled up next to the house. Some of that may try and seep its way into the basement or the crawl space, right?
That's correct, but what we did was we actually made a small path on that side prior to putting the snow there, so we wouldn't have we have clearance around the side of the home.
Did you ever see any snow like this before?
Not like this. This is crazy.
It is crazy, and that's a great idea too, guys. Not only get the snow off the roof, but try and keep it as far away from the basement as you can, because once this stuff starts to melt, or if we get a rainstorm afterward, all that water, Sam, is going to come off, basically hit the snowbank, and then run back toward the house as opposed to away from it. So you want to keep the water of the future away from the house if you can. Or you're going to have a wet basement or crawl space.
Yep.
All right, let's talk about what's going on as we go down the road here. Let's go back to Sam in the studio.
All right, and Jim, it's a lot to think about for homeowners and for folks in transit this morning. The Massachusetts Bay Transportation Authority says they're back up and running this morning, but there have been an awful lot of problems. And once again, they're experiencing some major delays in overcrowded buses and subways. Joining us right now is Brian Moore on the phone. Brian, you got on a train today. Tell us your journey today.
Yeah, hi, Sam. So, I live 25 miles south of downtown Boston. I typically commute into downtown 5 days a week. I got on the train this morning. Of course, it was very packed because they're on a reduced schedule.
Right.
Many trains running, so everyone jammed in there. We start down the tracks. We stalled out after about 500 feet. We sat there for a couple of minutes. We drove another maybe 200 feet. We stalled again. And then we were on our way. So we made 2 more stops. We made it to a town called Canton, which is 7 or 8 miles north of
just a few miles.
The journey began. Yep, exactly. And then the train just completely became disabled. It was broken down at Canton. We were on the train for just over an hour before they finally let us off the train. Everyone was just crowded onto the outdoor platforms, sort of waiting and hoping, if you will, for the next inbound train to Boston. And after being outside for about 20 minutes, I just threw in the towel. And there was another outbound train coming, and I just got on that and said, just no way to make it into the city today. I'm just going to go back home and work from there.
And Brian, is there any reason to believe that yours is a singular or solo experience, or were you jammed and crowded? And how many people would you say experienced this at exactly the same time with you this morning?
I think that the problems were happening throughout the entire MBTA system. When you're sitting on the train for over an hour, it gives you plenty of time to catch up on your Twitter feed.
Yeah.
And, if you're following along, the hashtags and whatnot, you are seeing that these problems have been persisting all morning long, as they have been for at least the last week and a half since we had the major storm on Monday of last week.
And now, this has got to be a regular conversation, or why don't I just ask you then, instead of putting words out there, is this a regular conversation about the T and bad conditions that you guys face?
I've been living in Boston for 4 winters now. I relocated here from Louisville. And the problems with the T have been persistent in the wintertime, especially in bad weather. And the infrastructure is just not there. You hear people talk about sort of America's crumbling infrastructure. This is that manifesting itself in real life every time it snows here in Boston. And I saw in the Boston Globe yesterday that there are 900,000 rides on the MBTA rail system every single day. So it's, if you say, down and back, if you're riding it twice, so you can sort of theorize that there's over 400,000. There are 400,000 people riding these trains every day in a major U.S. metroplex. It's just embarrassing, and the infrastructure has to be improved. It just has to. I mean, this can't go on.
Well, Brian, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us about it and letting other people know what your experience was. I'm so sorry for what you went through today and what apparently a lot of people are going through. Let us know if things get better. Make sure if you're out there, folks, you tell us your stories and we'll make sure we get them out there. Only by sharing these stories will things try to get better or get different. So, Jen, we know a lot of still some big travel problems going on in the Boston area.
Yeah.
Let's talk about warming some folks
somewhere. You want to talk about something good.
Somewhere,
I know.
yeah.
I see it in your eyes. And I see it in the eyes of our viewers at home. Even if I don't see you, I know what you want. And the problem is, if you want some warmer air, you got to get out of this trough.
Yeah. You got to get on the other side to the ridge, because that's where it all is, and it really and truly is kind of where it stays.
And that heat is just exploding. Look at that, areas of orange and red out there, 15 to 25.
Look at that. That
stole your thunder
just
there.
seems so nice. It just seems so nice. San Francisco at 70, LA at 86 degrees. These numbers don't seem right for this time of year, and if you're in the East Coast, they seem unreachable.
They're not right, but it doesn't feel wrong either. It feels pretty good. Denver, 62 degrees. Temperatures running 15 degrees above average. That's Friday. This is going to last even as we go into the weekend.
Yeah, and there, because even as we deepen that cold air on the eastern half of the nation, we will block all this in. And take a look at the numbers. 9 degrees above normal in Portland. That really and truly goes all the way up the coast.
And look at Los Angeles, 84 degrees. The temperature's running 16 degrees above average, and Salt Lake City's not immune.
Let's take Salt Lake, a city that loves to be in winter at this time of the year, and actually depends on it being in winter this time of the year. 54, 59, 60, 64, 61, Sunday all the way to your forecast days. Let's check in with your headlines this morning with Anna Rittis.
Good morning, guys. Good morning to you at home. Topping our headlines this hour, a day after potential presidential candidate Jeb Bush hired an online digital manager, he fired him. The guy barely had enough time to release Bush's emails as governor of Florida before his sexually charged tweets were discovered. Take a look at this mess. An 18-wheeler spills its load on a ramp in Dallas. Hundreds of sheets of plywood go flying. It took crews about 5 hours to pick up the pieces. Thankfully, no injuries. And the Hubble telescope snaps a smiley face in deep space. The eyes are actually 2 galaxies. Look at that. That's so cool. And the smile, astronomers say, that's the galaxies tugging at each other, distorting space and time. Duh. I so would have gotten that. Hubble marks 25 years of awesome picture taking in April. Those are your headlines for this hour. On the other side of the break, Boston's dealing with so much snow. Some people are selling it, and we bought some. And we're going to tell you how we're going to get it and if it's going to arrive here as snow. That's coming up after your local on the 8s right here on AMHQ.
Currently, today, plenty of sunshine. High 74. Winds north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, mainly clear. Low 52. Winds north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, mainly sunny. High 77. Winds west-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
feel good, no one is immune. With antioxidants, electrolytes, and B vitamins, plus more vitamin C than 10 oranges, Emergency transforms more than just water. Emergency, let your awesome out.
The future of the market is never clear, but at T. Rowe Price, we can help guide your retirement savings. Our experience is one reason 100% of our retirement funds beat their 10-year Lipper averages. So wherever your long-term goals take you, we can help you feel confident. Request a prospectus or summary prospectus with investment information, risks, fees, and expenses to read and consider carefully before investing. Call us or your advisor. T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence.
Working on my feet all day gave me pain here.
In my knees.
But now I step on this machine and get my number, which matches my Dr. Scholl's custom fit orthotic inserts. Now I get immediate relief from my foot pain.
My knee pain.
Find a machine at drscholls.com.
Sir, we're going to need you on the runway later.
Don't let a severe cold hold you back. Get Theraflu. It has the power of 3 medicines to take on your worst pain and fever, cough, and nasal congestion. Theraflu breaks you free from your toughest cold and flu symptoms, so you never miss a day. Theraflu. Serious power.
Looks like 20 feet. At Intel, they have this technology. You can take a picture and measure the distance before you jump.
Intel. This is where it all changes.
Grandpa Bodie, Grandma said you used to be out of control.
Really? I guess I did take some risks. I trained a little bit differently. I was a little too honest sometimes. The media is useless.
You were out of control.
But not always.
The adventures you've been imagining. The heroes you've been admiring. The worlds you've been dreaming of. The thrills you've been craving. The moments you've been missing. The vacation you've been looking for is here. Come and take it. Universal Orlando Resort. Experience it all with the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Vacation Package. Visit universalorlando.com.
Don't miss Founders Days at Pep Boys, where you can get great deals all week long. Like when you buy 3 select tires, you'll get the 4th one free instantly. Plus, get special financing for 6 months when you sign up for the Pep Boys Car Care One credit card. Trust the boys to get you there.
I love my Meta Health Bars because when nutritious tastes this delicious, I don't miss the other stuff.
Meta Health Bars help promote heart health. Experience the Meta effect with our multi-health wellness line.
After John Huntsman was diagnosed with cancer, he founded Huntsman Cancer Institute.
To fight cancer in new and different ways.
Like combining 300 years of family histories with health records to treat, predict, and in many cases, prevent cancer. With the vital understanding that cancer moves fast.
And we have to move faster.
To learn more or support the cause, go to huntsmancancer.org.
At 43 minutes after the hour, good morning, Galveston, Texas. We're looking at a dense fog advisory until 10 o'clock, giving you a shot right there. And in Galveston, we're getting foggy conditions being reported around the Galveston area, working toward Houston and also into College Station this morning. The view in Galveston looking pretty good this morning. We just want you to know a lot of people are talking about it this morning. Oh, and by the way, it's 59 degrees right now. You're going up to 64 degrees under partly cloudy skies today. Take a live look at Pensacola as well. Currently 42, our high of 62. And what if we told you that there was a place in Pensacola that could get you to 65 degrees below zero anytime you wanted? And it's all in the name of testing very expensive military equipment. Here's Rick Adams.
We're going inside the biggest freezer and oven in the world. This is the McKinley Climatic Lab in Florida. It's huge. In fact, it's a monster.
This is the only facility in the entire world where you can put a full-scale aircraft inside of an enclosed building, take it down to any temperature or up to any temperature that you want while you operate the aircraft to full power.
It's the perfect place to test the US's latest stealth joint strike fighter, the F-35B. B for beast.
It's an aircraft that goes 1.6 times the speed of sound. It pulls 9 times the force of gravity, and this particular model can come to a stop and hover. We need to create all the environments that it'll fly in and operate in.
We can take this chamber anywhere from -65 to 165 Fahrenheit.
So we fly with full afterburner power, and we hover the jet inside a building here.
A fighter jet that's designed to fly at 1,200 miles per hour, but somehow they've bolted it to a frame to stop it taking off.
It was a very surreal experience to have 34,000 pounds of thrust and 2,000 degree heat exhaust going out the back of this building and myself not going anywhere at all.
It's pretty darn cold in here.
That's because today they're creating an icing cloud for the F-35B to fly through. Jets of precisely controlled water droplets as tiny as 10 microns are hurled at the plane to see how it deals with the worst kind of weather.
Every fluid in any aircraft gets very, very viscous. Landing gear typically have difficulty going up and down. The fuel systems can freeze if you get too cold.
Luckily though, the F-35B seems to be handling the cold nicely.
It's a spectacular fighter jet.
Pushed to its limits by an amazing team of engineers.
I have the power. I can create sandstorms, dust storms, or freezing rain in a different chamber all on the same day in Florida. So
we can do any weather other than lightning strikes or a tornado, but would you settle for a hurricane?
Bring it on. Rick Adams, The Weather Channel.
Extreme conditions inside the McKinley Lab and also around the Boston area. Social Alive.
MBTA, hashtag MBTA is becoming a social trend on Twitter in Boston. It has been for the last week because so many people are having issues getting to work and to school this morning. This picture is coming out of Columbia Street there. Look at the kids lining up on the street to wait for the bus.
And we saw from Jim, when you're pulling around those snowbanks, you can't see in time, and kids are standing on the street.
But at least people are aware of it, and they're telling us that it is happening. So this is happening. It's snowing again in Boston. Look at the line to get to the shuttle buses. Because of so many reports of disabled trains, people need to take the shuttle bus to get to the stop where the train is actually working.
I'm so sorry.
This is the situation now in Quincy, which you remember we broke here, that disabled train where 50 passengers were stranded on Monday. So a lot of people out in the cold waiting for transportation. This also happening at the Wellington station. Just crowded trains, crowded docks, crowded platforms. Everyone trying to get to work and to school this morning. Be safe. Hashtag MyWeather at AMHQ. Snow me what you got. And we'll continue to share this story throughout the week.
Yeah, and only here will we take all these pictures, put them out so people will begin this discussion, and maybe things will slowly get better. So make sure throughout the day with Chris and Jen that you're sharing those pictures, because we're going to pick up that cold story now. Chris and Jen all the way through the morning.
Yeah, and you know what we want to talk about, guys, is when is it going to end, right? Who is sick of winter? Raise your hand. And everyone out there is raising their hand.
And we have Dr. Greg Postel. He's a medium range forecaster, really good at it. He's doing push-ups right now, getting ready for the next couple of hours.
I also forgot to mention that we bought the snow. Remember?
Oh, that's right. We're going to ship some snow.
And I'm supposed to get it today at noon. We're going to show you tomorrow just how it got here. And is it still snow?
I don't want you to buy it till we tried it.
Yeah.
So you think all auto glass companies are the same? Well, they're not. When your windshield needs to be replaced, nobody makes it as worry-free as Safelite. First, Safelite emails a photo of the technician, so you know who to expect and how soon.
Right on time.
Safelite's one-of-a-kind True Seal technology places a new glass in perfect position for a strong, reliable bond you can trust.
Oh, that looks great.
You're all set.
Thank you so much.
Schedule now to get the Safelite Advantage.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
Every Sunday night, we're taking our cameras to 14,000 feet.
This ain't a good place to make a mistake.
With these extreme fortune seekers.
Look how blue that is.
Gambling on the dig of their lives.
Get down now! This is an absolute extreme situation. If this is my last year on the mountain, be a fine way to go out.
Season 3, Prospectors, the $1 Million Mountain. Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 58 degrees under fair skies. today. Plenty of sunshine. High 74. Winds north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, mainly clear. Low 52. Winds north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, mainly sunny. High 77. Winds west-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
When you set out to find new roads, you obsess over perfection. Evolve function, elevate form, and create the highest quality mid-size sedan. Chevrolet, the most awarded car company of 2014. Now during the Chevy President's Day sale, current GM owners can choose an eligible Cruze and stock the longest and get $3,500 total cash allowance. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
This is just an interview for the newspaper. Earlier you said that there are some people who know you well. Why do I get the feeling that that's not true?
I had a rough start in life. You should steer clear of me. My tastes are very singular.
Enlighten me then.
What is it about you that's so different?
I just wonder if your heart might be bigger than you let on.
What are you doing to me? Rated R.
So, as my personal financial psychic, I'm sure you know what this meeting is about.
Yes, a raise.
I'm letting you go.
I knew that.
You see, this is my Amerivest managed...
Balances.
No, portfolio. And if it doesn't perform well for 2 consecutive...
Gold.
Quarters,
yeah.
Then Amerivest gives me back their advisory...
Stocks.
Fees for those quarters.
Yeah.
So
Comcast, the country's leading provider of entertainment technology, is now hiring technicians and installers in your area. Comcast is searching for individuals who have a passion for the communications industry and who enjoy working one-on-one with customers. If you are enthusiastic with great people and problem-solving skills, log on to jobs.comcast.com to apply. Become part of the Comcast team and work for a dynamic company that offers flexible shifts and great benefits. Log on to jobs.comcast.com and apply today.
How fast are new Allegra gel caps?
There, I didn't know you got a cat fast.
How strong are new Allegra gel caps?
10 more lawns to go strong.
Non-drowsy Allegra gives you noticeable relief of your worst allergy symptoms in just 1 hour. 2 times faster than Claritin and stays strong for 24 hours.
There, relief even when pollen's off the charts strong.
New Allegra gel caps. Nothing's faster, nothing's stronger. Guaranteed or your money back.
Caused by exposure to asbestos.
Call 1-800-641-0818 now.
So we've got like 60 years of experience here. And that's just Sam.
Jim Cantori, now on AMHQ. Weekday mornings at 7.
Hey, good morning from the South Shore of Boston. We are in Rockland here in deep, deep snow, and I keep trying to find the bottom here, and I'm already up to my waist. I mean, there's just, and then I looked around, I said, oh, wow, there's the roof of a van right there over the top of the snowbank. So, guys, it is deep, and it is not playable out here. So, big, big snow. So the lake effect, or the ocean effect continues. We've got more snow in the forecast. Who better to tell us about that than is the Niz? So Niz, this one's for you, baby. Have at it.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful. Don't often like to see you lying down on a job, but do an angel. Come on, get an angel for us in there. Let's see if those arms
You
move.
won't be able to see it.
That's one buried snow angel. Holy smokes. Let's somebody dig him out of there.
This is so comfortable.
All righty. And he's actually getting some ocean effect snow here. We've got these northeasterly winds in the low levels of the atmosphere coming in off the ocean here. And you can see these narrow cloud bands here, and they're actually drifting onshore here across the area. So let's go to the radar real quickly and take a look at that. And on the radar, you can actually see the snowfall right across this region now. We've got extra bands that are working their way to the southeastward here. So it's expanding in its scope here. And it is beginning to drop the visibilities down to a mile or less northwest in some of these areas. Probably a little bit of convergence coming down here with northerly winds along the land areas and a little bit more of an onshore flow here. So probably put down another 1 to 3 inches of real fluffy snow there. So if you like the snow, it just adds to cross-country skiing for anybody that's a winter enthusiast out there. Here we have the next system, and this is moving along. This is a clipper, and it is going to continue to move pretty quickly here across the Great Lakes region. As it does so, it generates some lake effect back here, northern Indiana, right in this area here tomorrow morning. I'm concerned about for travel in there at the rush hour. Be careful if you're going to be traveling in that area. As the system works during the Thursday evening rush hour across New England here, it comes off the coast, but it puts down a little bit of snow right along the coastal areas. Again, not a major event here because it moves off pretty quickly. It's got a track that's a little further off the coast here than what we earlier had thought. Probably putting down in the range of 1 to 3 inches here across Boston and a good part of upstate New York into New England. So that is the first Clipper event here. The next event is going to be coming out of the Great Lakes going into the weekend. This intensifies a little stronger in the Saturday night through Sunday time frame. We've got more of a wind in here across coastal New England Saturday night, probably going to produce a little more snowfall. The total snowfall from this system, the heaviest again along the I-90 corridor in along the coast here. Now the current projections we're looking at with our computer models are suggesting somewhere around 5 to 6 inches of snow in the Boston area during that Saturday night and early Sunday time frame. We'll have to watch this very carefully because as with all these systems, a slight change in the track could mean significant differences in who sees a heavier snow. Stay tuned. We'll keep you updated. I'll send it back to you.
And that'll be more developing right now. We've got a new story developing. Long lines and delays for Boston Transit today and anyone who's on it. Meteorologist Keith Carson has been at the South train stop all morning long. So let's talk for Southeast and everyone else. Keith, what's happening now?
Well, you know, Sam, at this particular station, South Station, most of the people that have been getting off, it's been okay. But the bigger problem is what Anna Riddish talked about earlier, which is the bus lines taking over for the T in some parts of the red line. Also seeing some problems on the blue line, which is the aquarium and the airport. If we can roll some footage that we shot down in kind of underneath here, underground in South Station, you'll see that things are moving relatively smoothly there. That's because we're in the heart of the city, and most of the T there is underground. So that's the difference between what's going on here and as you head further out. I'm actually surprised that there aren't more problems on the green line because the green line is above ground out towards Fenway and then going out to Braintree as well. You know, another story here is what's happening right now in the weather, which is continuing to snow. Now look, it's ocean effect snow. It's not going to have a huge impact on the totals already. In fact, a lot of it not sticking on the pavement. But I think from a mental standpoint here, the city was still trying to recover from the MBTA situation, still having problems there. More snow, Sam, is the last thing they want to see through the rest of today.
Absolutely. We just want everyone to keep telling their story to us right here on the Weather Channel as you continue your travels around Boston. We'll put it on TV. Speaking of on TV, the last time we saw Jim Cantore, he was face down or back down in a snowbank. Jim, are you okay? Did we find out you were okay?
Oh, he's on a tree now.
Swim out.
He's up in a tree.
Talk about snow fatigue, Jim. Are you okay?
You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, no, come on,
Go
Jim.
ahead, go ahead.
Whoa! And there goes the trip to the finish.
Jim, are you?
Cantore, you're my hero.
All right, all I've got to say is, and we need to say it, please don't try that at home. That's Jim Cantore.
Somebody get me a rope and pull me out.
He's a professional.
Have an amazing day. Stay with us right here on the Weather Channel. We'll see you tomorrow.
Currently in our area, 59 degrees under fair skies. Today, plenty of sunshine. High 74. Winds north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, mainly clear. Low 52. Winds north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, mainly sunny. High 77. Winds west-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
This is Weather Center Live. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Chris Warren.
And I'm Jen Carfagno. So you want a taste of how relentless this winter has been? When it comes to the historic snowfall in Boston, the numbers say it all. 78, that is the snowfall to date.
And the majority of this happening in just the past few weeks.
All right, hours plowed, Chris? This is days when you add it up, right?
Yeah, and so many people out on the roads, plowing the roads 24 hours a day.
Miles plowed, 237,000. So, Boston, for you, it's like plowing the city over and over again more than 275 times. When you add up the miles in the city and the miles plowed.
And the amount of salt, can you even comprehend this number?
I was
70,000 tons?
In like elephants or something. I mean, literally, it is a tremendous amount of salt that's been put down on the roads in Boston.
Is that a whole salt mine that you're going to have to, I mean, what's the deal? It's 70,000 tons.
I wonder how you even get that much salt, right? All right, let's talk about Boston today because it's a day of trying to get back on track here, including public transportation, and that's where we find our Keith Carson.
Keith, a little bit of snow coming down there.
Guys. Yeah, it's snowing. This is the last thing Boston needs, right? You know, it's not really accumulating very much. It's all ocean effect stuff. But from the psyche standpoint, this is not what you want to be seeing. I'm at South Station. Back there, you can see it says Red Line, South Station. This is one of the main hubs in the city where we get the commuter rail coming in and a couple of different branches of the Red Line coming out of this as well. You know, the biggest problems we've seen so far have actually been a little bit outside of this area where they've been trying to bridge the gap between Braintree and JFK and then down towards Quincy, which is south of the city. So what's happening is some of these trains are using bus service to bridge the gap between where the train has to stop and where it can pick up again. That's where we're seeing all these pictures come out where people are waiting on these really long lines because you're trying to transfer all of a train passengers into a bus. And obviously that's not a 1-to-1 ratio. And that's why we're having big problems there trying to get people from one stop to another. There's also some problems on the Blue Line. The Blue Line, somewhat considered a little bit more touristy of a line because it has the airport and the aquarium on it. That being said, if you're going to the airport, you got to think about something else to be doing because they are having some problems with the switches there. The main problem, by the way, is that the trains aren't connecting well to their electrified third rail because of the snow, so they're losing power when they're trying to drive forward. So Jen, still a little tricky here in the city, okay, but outside the city's been a little bit more of a problem.
Keith, I don't see weather-wise how it's going to get any less tricky when you look at the forecast. We got the cold today, and of course the ocean effect, as you saw around where Keith was this morning. That's going to be a morning issue, and then we see the cold settle in and it gets colder. That's the trend. It also gets snowier, and as we look at your planner, Boston, for the next several days, we've got that next system, a Clipper system coming in Thursday, the next Clipper coming in Saturday into Sunday morning, and then believe it or not, there's another system we're keeping an eye on for Tuesday into Wednesday of next week. So Keith, you know, we are dealing with what we've already been given when it comes to the snow. What about keeping up with this, going beyond? You know, what are people saying about how the rail system will handle additional load of snow?
You know, in short, Jen, it really can't. That's the bottom line. This is the oldest underground system in the country. It is outdated in a lot of spots, and it cannot handle anymore. It's getting a little heated here in Boston between the governor and the MBTA chief here, Beverly Scott. Actually, let's hear what she had to say.
Quite candidly, I've been around 40 years. I have been through hurricanes. I've been through World Trade Center bombings, tornadoes coming, 30 inches, 36 inches, and all that. So this ain't this woman's first rodeo.
So you're catching the tone on that one, and it's not exactly a straightforward one. So Jen, the political part of this is starting to kick in, pointing fingers and saying, well, the MBTA needs to be better, and the MBTA pointing back and saying, give us money to update our system. So I'm sure that will be a conversation that goes on for a little while.
You know what, Keith, I tell you what, I think weather is always the great equalizer, right? You know, weather is what can stop a city like Boston in its tracks and what it certainly has done over the past couple of days. But getting back on track today, we'll check back in with Keith through the morning here. You know, the question on everyone's mind is what's coming out of these next two systems that are heading to the Northeast. Chris, What about that?
That is a huge question, Jen. Fortunately, we have a guy who's really good at looking at the medium range. So looking a few days beyond tomorrow and the next day. And this man right here, Dr. Greg Postel. And Dr. Postel, what are you seeing? We know there's a couple of systems coming.
Yeah, a couple of systems coming after the snow that's already going on right now in parts of eastern Massachusetts. Let's go to the radar. Let me show you. As we mentioned, a little bit of ocean effect snow. So there's a moist flow coming in off the ocean. But guys, it's not just that, because if you look at, there's some enhancement in the snow right along that zone. And what that's all about is we have winds here coming in from different directions. So right along that axis, we're seeing a little bit of enhancement in the ocean effect snow, a little bit of a coastal front playing a role in eastern Massachusetts. Probably another 1 to 3 at most in parts of that area today. But then we've got a couple of other systems down the pike. Let's have a look at the water vapor imagery, and you can see a couple of swirlies out there. I kind of highlighted them. These are upper level disturbances near the jet stream level. Neither one of them are particularly strong, but they will add some more snow to areas that have just been buried over the last, couple of weeks. And you can see that by, say, for tomorrow morning, we're going to be dealing with some snow in parts of the Northeast. Not a whole lot, but look at this. Some of the modeling is showing some interesting lake effect snow there in Lake Michigan. Watch out for some snow bands downwind of that across parts of Illinois and Indiana. That would be tomorrow morning. And then the whole thing moves on off toward the Northeast, gets into, for example, Boston by tomorrow evening with a chance of some more light snow. But it looks like the primary development this time around is going to be offshore. That's good news, keeping the heaviest stuff that way. If you want to look at what we've got all across the region through Friday, generally light amounts. This is sort of good news, I guess, if you're tired of the snow. Then we've got another one up here, guys. This mid-level swirly coming in out of way northern Canada. Look where that one's going to go. It's going to bring some cold air along with it, too. But we can track it day by day through the weekend, and it is going to get into the Northeast. And we're going to see, again, the possibility of some offshore development. So this one will bring yet again some more snow Saturday night, and Sunday to Pennsylvania, New York State, eastern New England, guys, and maybe a round of some accumulating snow, significant perhaps in eastern New England Saturday night and early Sunday morning as the primary development, as I said, I think is still going to be offshore. Chris and Jen, back to you guys.
Greg, thank you. Now, with the amount of snow already in Boston, it's hard to imagine the city can take much more.
And now snow weight causing an ongoing and very dangerous threat. Storm Tracker Jim Cantore is on the story.
Hello from Rockland, Massachusetts, here on the beautiful South Shore, and we are dealing with so much snow and no place to put it. The dangers of having all this snow on your roof and at an intersection. Coming up.
All cars are racing against time. Some are just doing better than others. Save 25% on durable Firestone Destination LE2 tires for your SUV at Firestone Complete Auto Care. Whatever you drive a Firestone.
Lowe's presents How to Accidentally Invent a New Word.
This new living room is so you. It's so sophisticated. Exactly. Sophisticated.
Get Valspar Ultra Interior Paint now at a new lower price at Lowe's.
Attention accident victims.
If you or a loved one has been injured in any kind of accident, you may be eligible for substantial compensation. Don't wait to file your claim. Time is limited. Call now and let a local experienced attorney fight to get you money for your injuries.
If you have been injured in an accident, time is limited to file a claim, so act now. The call and consultation are free.
Call 1-800-307-9899.
Attention accident victims.
If you or a loved one has been injured in any kind of accident, you may be eligible for substantial compensation. Don't wait to file your claim. Time is limited. Call now and let a local experienced attorney fight to get you money for your injuries.
If you have been injured in an accident, time is limited to file a claim, so act now. The call and consultation are free.
Call 1-800-307-9899.
Atlantic Beach, Florida.
Oh, love it.
Houma, Louisiana.
Oh, fantastic food. Carefree, Arkansas.
Been there.
Looneyville, Texas.
Done that. Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania.
Oh, Phil and I go way back. Love that little animal.
Jim Cantore, now on AMHQ. Weekday mornings at 7, only on the Weather Channel.
Current. Today, plenty of sunshine. High 74. Winds north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, mainly clear. Low 52. Winds north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, mainly sunny. High 77. Winds west-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Weather ever caught on camera.
Oh my God!
Tonight, tomorrow night, every weeknight. Wild weather at 8 on the Weather Channel.
Sir, we're going to need you on the runway later.
Don't let a severe cold hold you back. Get Theraflu with the power of 3 medicines to take on your worst pain and fever, cough, and nasal congestion. It breaks you free from your toughest cold and flu symptoms. Theraflu, serious power.
You pay your auto insurance premium every month on the dot. You're like the poster child for paying on time. And then one day, you tap the bumper of a station wagon. No big deal until your insurance company jacks up your rates. You freak out. What good is having insurance if you get punished for using it? Hey, insurance companies, newsflash. Nobody's perfect.
For drivers with accident forgiveness, Liberty Mutual won't raise your rates due to your first accident. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
They inspire you to give more kisses and get more hugs. Now show your love for them with more deals you'll find only at PetSmart. For 4 days only, save up to 50% on hundreds of items. And don't miss the PetSmart Charities Be My Valentine Adoption Weekend, February 14th and 15th. PetSmart.
This is Weather Center Live, and this is what too much snow can do to roofs collapsing from the weight. This right here is about an hour south of Boston in Hingham, Massachusetts.
The roof of the historic Lincoln Building clearly wasn't made to withstand the weight of all that snow, and it was built in the 19th century. So we're going to show you even more of this video coming up in just a minute. Wow.
And the reason for that, simply, it's just way too much snow. And this is something that we've been seeing add up week after week. And here's a look at some of that snow after 7 days, after 14, after 20, after a month. So a lot of snow.
And a lot of liquid equivalent in the snow here, and that's the key, the weight of what's on top of these roofs. Now, we've been setting records with the amount of snowfall here along the past 40 days. And in dealing with the snow, Jim Cantore spent a lot of time up over the past 40 days up here in New England. He's been keeping an eye on the snowfall levels in Rockland, Massachusetts.
He reports the fact that the sheer amount of snow has become a real hazard, not just on the rooftops, but also on the roadways.
We are on the South Shore of Boston here in Rockland, where the piano mill roof has collapsed. We've walked across the street here, looking at a home with various roof angles and snow that's been at times removed with a snow rake. And that's really the moral of the story. Keep getting the snow off the roof. That's what we're advising. You can see these piles out here, literally 6 feet high. And one of the other dangers that really, I mean, I've seen cars just hauling down through the streets and through here. You come up to this intersection, you can't see behind the snow piles. You can't see in front of them. You can't see, beyond the piles. So that is a huge problem here. Everybody needs to slow it down a little bit, because I'm telling you, somebody's going to pull out and get T-boned as a result of what we got going on through here. So here's a car coming right now. If you're up at this intersection, I mean, it's almost within maybe 10 feet that you finally see that car coming. And he doesn't see you either beyond the snow pile. So that's a big deal. More snow in the forecast. The other problem is it's not going to be melting either. Regardless of how much or how little falls, the temperatures are going to remain very cold and get bitterly cold as we head into a Valentine's weekend. And that means, well, none of this is going to be melting anytime soon. So the moral to the story, regardless of where you live, is to keep getting that snow off your roof. Hire somebody or do it safely with a partner. Get the snow off the roof. From Rockland, Mass., I'm Jim Cantore. Back to you.
Jim, thank you. You know, we could see those icicles hanging too from the gutters, and now that we've learned about ice damming and how those form, that's a sign of, you know, some issues.
And you see a lot of people on the rooftops here, you know they're trying to avoid the issues that comes with too much snow. Looks like they're loading it up on one of those blue tarps, then pushing it out. Snow blowers.
On the roof?
On the roof in the Boston area.
It's a tremendous problem. It's a tremendous feat that you have to, and you go after here to try and get the snow off the roof. You know, we showed you some video of that roof collapse, and we want to look more at this. Look at that roof collapse. And first of all, it looks like the roof is just buckled in. And I mean, Chris, it just the snow slid, and it's a heavy.
And look at it collapsed on the other roof.
Yeah.
The side of the building came down. So the roof came down right here, and this whole side now onto the other building. And you can see right into there and see the framework of this structure.
And you know, obviously there's the concern over a roof collapsing and the danger of that in itself, but now the structure does not have a roof for the next series of snowstorms that we are going to be getting. So there's all kinds of issues here. It's a piano, it's a building that houses pianos, Chris. We need to focus on that too as well.
Yeah, and you can see that. So we're seeing multiple areas where the snow is just too much. It's just too much weight for the roof.
Yeah, I saw earlier that inside that building there was a Liberace piano that was underneath this collapsed roof. All right, so how much does all the snow really weigh? That's the question you're asking, right?
And it comes to what you mentioned earlier about melting it down. How much water, what's the equivalent of the water that's in that snow? Dr. Greg Postel is going to explain it for us coming up.
Cofaquin's number 5, the sleepless night. Sorry. Robitussin DM Max Nighttime Dual Action Liquid instantly soothes your throat and delivers fast, powerful cough relief. Robitussin, don't suffer the consequences.
Soothe your throat and control lingering coughs with Robitussin's Dual Action Liquid.
Omega-3s are essential for our heart health. We find omega-3s in fish and nuts, but even with a healthy diet, many people don't get enough. That's why omega-3 supplements can help support your heart health.
MegaRed is an omega-3 supplement recognized by the Hope Heart Institute. Research shows omega-3s may reduce the risk of coronary heart disease. MegaRed Omega-3 krill oil is easily absorbed by the body, and it's just one small pill. Support your heart health with MegaRed.
You can't predict the market, but at T. Rowe Price, we've helped guide our clients through good times and bad. Our experienced investment professionals are one reason over 85% of our mutual funds beat their 10-year Lipper averages. So in a variety of markets, we can help you feel confident. Request a prospectus or summary prospectus with investment information, risks, fees, and expenses to read and consider carefully before investing. Call us or your advisor. T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence.
At Intel, they have technology that lets your face be your password. Oh, that is one secure password.
Intel. This is where it all changes.
Crouching in average jeans. Crouching in Duluth Trading Ballroom jeans. Duluth Trading Ballroom jeans. The crotch gusset gives you room to crouch without singing soprano. Get a pair only at DuluthTrading.com.
Thrilled to have Jim Cantore on the show. He's been through like 80 tropical systems.
So we've got like 60 years of experience here. And that's just Sam.
Comcast, the country's leading provider of entertainment technology, is now hiring technicians and installers in your area. Comcast is searching for individuals who have a passion for the communications industry and who enjoy working one-on-one with customers. If you are enthusiastic with great people and problem-solving skills, log on to jobs.comcast.com to apply. Become part of the Comcast team and work for a dynamic company that offers flexible shifts and great benefits. Log on to jobs.comcast.com and apply today.
Set your clock on 3 consecutive nights at 8 Eastern, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. We're bringing you expert tips to improve your game.
That was so thrilling!
Don't miss the Golf Fix, School of Golf and Lesson T Live, Monday through Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, only on Golf Channel.
Brought to you by Royal Palm Toyota. Shop now at royalpalmtoyota.com.
Since 1985, we shop, you save.
The wildest weather ever caught on camera.
Oh my God!
Tonight, tomorrow night, every weeknight. Wild weather at 8 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 61 degrees under fair skies. Today, plenty of sunshine. High 74. Winds north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, mainly clear. Low 52. Winds north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, mainly sunny. High 77. Winds west-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Oh, the seemingly never-ending snowfall in New England. It's left Boston rooftops covered in a blanket of white. And, you know, it might look beautiful from afar, but the weight of all that snow presents a very real danger. Workers are scrambling to clear it from roofs to prevent them from collapsing. The weight, Greg, is, I think, hard to imagine how much weight is in that snow, because you pick up a handful of snow, you make a snowball, and it weighs nothing, right? But when it's a lot of it over a flat roof, it weighs a lot.
Yeah, it does. And here's an estimate for how much water, the equivalent of water, is resting in places in eastern New England, including Massachusetts. So, for example, there's an estimate of 4 to 6 inches of water everywhere, sitting on everything. And we know that water is super heavy. And the question is,
you carry a bucket of water, even just a gallon jug of water, it's heavy, right?
Imagine a gallon of water, a bucket of water on everything. It weighs things down. And the question is how much 4 to 6 inches of water weighs per square foot. It's about 30 pounds per square foot. And for that, we've got this little explainer, Jen.
Let's bring out the chalk and the eraser.
Chalk action. Let's bring it out. Gosh, I feel like I'm in class. Scary
All right,
stuff.
Professor Postel.
Yeah, so let's imagine the weight of 6 inches of water, about 30 pounds per square foot. So if you have a carport, for example, that's 20 feet by 16 feet, 320 feet squared. That means when you add it all up that there's about almost 10,000 pounds of weight on top of the carport. You can imagine that stresses a lot of those types of structures pretty significantly, right, Jen?
Exactly.
But look at the warehouse.
So this is like a Costco warehouse. This is the square footage of a Costco warehouse.
150,000 square feet. So if you place 6 inches of water over all that square foot, that is a lot of weight on top of your Costco or Walmart or Target. 4.5 million pounds.
Wow.
4.5 million pounds. So you wonder if they're built that way. At what point do you decide when you're building the structure, the cost-benefit analysis?
Of planning for an event like this.
Planning for something like this.
Right. This is not something that happens often at all. It's a very rare event.
Sometimes it's worth planning for the extremes.
All right, Chris, back over to you.
And there's another problem. It's the actual water that can cause some big problems here. So what we're looking at, people clearing off the roofs and getting right at the icicles, because what are called ice dams, actual water getting dammed up under the snow, can be a huge problem. Let's go ahead right now and show you a picture, and I want to kind of explain what's happening here. First off, kind of know what's going on. You're home, you're heating your house, and that heat gets up into the attic, and in turn, it heats the roof. So what happens there, right where the snow meets the roof, you get some of this liquid water coming down, hits the gutter, back into the cold air, freezes, and you get the icicle. And then you get more water coming down, these big icicles, but what you don't see is you can get water underneath that snow building up like a dam. The ice working to dam the water on your roof, Dr. Postel and Jen, and we know that can cause some major problems with leakage into the house.
Yeah, we have another way of explaining that as well. It's a real problem. And you look at the icicles and you think of the danger just of the icicles falling, right? But you don't realize that those icicles are trapping water there right along the roof, and it could seep in to the house and run down the walls. So here's a look at ice damming and how it can affect your house. And Greg, our roofs are meant to insulate, right? You want to keep the hot air in.
Right. And they have to be sloped, right? To relieve the stress of the weight. But when they're sloped like this with the ice and the snow, that creates additional problems.
Right. So you have warm air in your home, and it tries to escape out through your roof, but with the snowpack on there, it can't. And so it ends up melting a little bit of the snow, and you get that melting that seeps down into your gutters, but then it's so cold outside that it refreezes. Yeah. And that's the ice dam that is created that will block additional melted snow from getting out. So it goes right back down into your house, down your walls, can get into your home and create a big, big mess.
Indeed.
Chris.
All right, now with all of that, the big question now is how much more snow is on the way and where will the snow be? We're going to take a look at New York. Let you know if you're going to get hit this time.
Let's be frank. The weather's bad. Now let's eat Frank's. Little doggies.
These signature drinks are so sophisticated, I brought along a sommelier to help us enjoy them.
The perfume of this mint limeade will pair perfectly with your tots.
Yes, very good citrus notes. What would you say, TJ?
I like grape. My drink is cold. Expand upon that. Is it sweetness, sour, umami?
Ooh, mommy, this is good. Try 25 signature flavors from our millions of drinks and start your day with the 99-cent morning drink stop. This is how you Sonic.
Head to the Sonic nearest you.
Grandpa Bodie, Grandma said you used to be out of control.
Really? I guess I did take some risks. I trained a little bit differently. I was a little too honest sometimes. The media is useless.
You were out of control.
But not always.
Let's go from our little girl to all grown up. Let's say out with the old and in with the options, like that one, or those, with features like this. Let's get exactly what we imagined for less than we thought, and turn a modest budget into a majorly stylish bath. New bathroom? No problem. Let's do this. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Shop stylish vanities in-store and online.
This is me. This is me 10 years ago, 50 pounds ago. I was overweight for a really long time, and now I'm not.
I'm a Weight Watchers coach. All of us have lost weight with Weight Watchers and are now helping other people do the same.
You can log into your computer or your phone at any time, and you can chat with me.
We understand. We've been there. We're still going through it. You're not alone, and you can do it.
You can definitely do this.
I know you can do it because I did it. Let's get you feeling awesome.
Join for free and lose 10 pounds on us.
As the host of a popular home improvement show, I know a lot about finding a great contractor for home repairs and improvement projects. Now there's HomeAdvisor.com, a free service that matches your project to top local service professionals.
We didn't have to do any work other than say what we needed.
Just 1, 2, 3, I found my guy and everything was smooth.
And it's always free to use.
We've had nothing but fabulous every single time.
Go to HomeAdvisor.com now to get started on your next project.
Home Advisor. Why do you want to get everybody Spring Valley vitamins from Walmart? Because you need him to feel healthy for your big reunion. Because you need to feel the moves, not the ears.
Dance Team Captain 95.
And because you need Grandpa to feel like he has more energy than they do. Shop the whole line of Spring Valley vitamins now. Only at Walmart.com and Walmart.
Every Sunday night, we're joining these extreme fortune seekers, gambling on the dig of their lives.
Get down now! This ain't a good place to make a mistake.
Season 3 of Prospectors, The $1 Million Mountain. Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 61 degrees under fair skies. Today, plenty of sunshine. High 74. Winds north at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tonight, mainly clear. Low 52. Winds north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Thursday, mainly sunny. High 77. Winds west-northwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Weather ever caught on camera.
Oh my God!
Tonight, tomorrow night, every weeknight. Wild Weather at 8 on the Weather Channel.
This is Weather Center Live, and this is a sped-up version of Paul Goodlow. He's helping out using the snow blower here to clear away some of the almost 37 inches of snow that have fallen so far just this month in Worcester, Massachusetts. That city currently
have a lot of snow blowing experience. He has to clean himself out a few times. This is funny.
But that's some serious business.
Yes,
when you have to have the snow shovel on hand, you know?
You need the shovel and the